And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 9, our penultimate of the season of Blades into Dark, Embers in the Ashes. Hand it over to Nathan. Go ahead, buddy.
What's going on, everybody? See, everybody, I learned my lesson. I was quiet this time as we started. That way I can't get caught saying many of the dumb things that I say on a regular basis. Welcome to the stream or wherever you're watching this tonight or any other night. I'm Nathan. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the narrator for this amazing crew. As Josh said, this is the penultimate episodes. We have this one and then one more. And we'll see what happens here to end season 2. I have a feeling no one knows what's going to go on. I, for certain, do not. And we'll just, yeah, we're all going to experience this together. Let's put it like that. Let's go around and tell everybody who you are as a person and who you're going to be playing tonight, and then we'll jump right into our score. Jacob, do you want to start, Duval?
Sure, no problem. My name is Jacob Plick. I use he, him pronouns. I am super excited, as always, to be here, and I will be playing, as always, Jason Ice, the King Renew. He is the, I just remember this, the group's slide. God, I'm freaking out. Ice is cool as a cucumber. Jacob, I'm fucked right now. Let's do this.
All right, thank you. And Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I play with Strider, who's our group's scrapbooker, and my secondary character, who is in the Ash Syndicate, is Kazi, who is a blue coat and also this group's cutter. And we all use she, her pronouns, and yeah, that's it.
Sounds good. And Saevrick?
Hi, I'm Saevrick, or Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and this evening I'll be reprising the role of Elias Darman, aka Preacher.
Thank you. And Lynn.
Hey, I'm Lynn, she, her. Well, I'm playing Miss Corbin, the team's mastermind slash spider, and also she, her.
So, a little recap on how we got here. On our last episode, which is a downtime episode, we did the mechanical things, which are all fun and good, but that's not what really helped the party go south. We had an initiation for all of our new crew members. That's Eyes, Arabella,
Yep.
Dimitri, and is it Vale? Vale? I gotta look. Lynn, what is your second character's name? Vale?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh,
Vera.
Vera, yes.
I was so close. So close to nailing it. All right. Anyway, so we had an initiation for them. We had a short remembrance for who we thought was someone who had left the syndicate in Miss Fritter, and that kind of got interrupted both by Kazi, her daughter, and Days with some information. And then the party broke up rather quickly, with Preacher shoving Days up against the wall and explaining in a very forthright manner that they needed to go find Miss Fritter right now. And so that's where we're going to start our score. So is anyone doing anything? Okay, yes, please.
Can I real fast and say that, Chris, I see you in chat there, and I want you to know that earlier today I found the dice that I was supposed to mail out to you about 6 weeks ago in my purse, and I have them, and I'm going to make this up to you, I promise. And I just want you to know that I have not forgotten about you, and they did not get lost in the mail. I am just incompetent. So I will make that up to you, and I'm really sorry, and you're amazing. Thank you. Okay, end scene. Okay.
And scene. All right. That's awesome. Anyway, so we're going to start off with our oh my gosh. Sorry. We're going to start off with our engagement roll. We're still standing in the headquarters. Like you all haven't moved. Days basically got shoved up against the wall. Preacher exclaimed, "We're going right now." And so who is going? By this, I mean, what characters are you all playing tonight?
Oh, Ice, definitely.
Eyes? Okay. Is it all the old original crew, and is Kazi going?
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if Kazi would go because she kind of narratively just sort of like yelled at all of you and then walked away. So I don't know if y'all would invite her or like even alert everyone else.
I think definitely Kazi would have heard this. Kazi would have heard the outbreak of preachers saying, "Where is she?" and "We need to go right now." I think narratively that's an easy thing to say. And if anyone's hurt by getting yelled at, well, then we're all hurt.
We all
hurt all the time. So I don't think
we might have scared off the other 3 new recruits.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Characters.
I don't think that is going to be a pain to anyone in this crew with given our experiences. So you tell me, is Kazi going?
No, Kazi's not going.
Okay.
Kazi's going to stay back.
So we're going to roll an engagement roll, and I'm doing this because there may be something in y'all's way here to start, and we're going to see what happens. So it's going to be 2 die, 1 for luck, and 1 for a district modifier because you're near your headquarters, 1 for operations, particularly bold and daring, absolutely. What I'm also going to do is take away because both of the factions you're going up against, relatively speaking, are above y'all's tier. So it's going to be 2 dice, and we're going to start from there.
Okay.
My players have already noted that I have taken the time to write down ahead of time what our clocks are called, and have already been speculating wildly on what that means. And that's fine. I enjoy that. All right, so we got a 3 and a 1.
Oh, wow,
you
were totally lying earlier. That's nice. Cool.
What do you mean? What?
I'm gullible, that's all. Don't mind me.
You actually believe
you
me?
Out, and I was like, oh, it must be the blue coats. And you're like, sure. You dick. I respect it.
3, which means desperate situation. Desperate situation.
Oh, good.
So
perfect.
What happens is Days gets pushed out the door by Preacher, I'm assuming, with Miss Corbin and Eyes quickly following. You all start marching your way to the boat, which is kept along that same. You remember you're in the cemetery in the down part of Char Hollow, and so you go down that way. Days basically says, "Yeah. Okay, so we have to go down here, and it's the big. Who is that? And what are they doing here?" And he looks over at the boat, and there's a group of blue coats standing in front of your boat. This is what happens when you get to 3 wanted level, is the blue coats come after you all. So you're in a desperate situation. There is a gang, rough estimate of probably 4 or 5 blue coats standing at your boat, and you need that boat to go to where Miss Fritter is. What would you all like to do?
Kazi comes running up from behind. And she's like, "You motherfuckers are gonna leave me." Oh.
About that time, the blue coats turn around and look y'all's direction and say, "Who are you?" At Kazi, because Kazi is not known to them yet.
I am informative data dump that they would recognize that I'm Kazi of Syndicate blah 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 of chapter blah blah blah, and here are my credentials. Boom.
And you're actually, if I remember correctly, you're wearing
my blue coat uniform. Yeah.
Okay. So let's
oh god.
Let's make a roll here. Let's make a roll to see if they accept that, knowing what we all know.
What
Is that a? Sorry, let me look. So, are you going to talk? Or are you going to bluff? Command?
I'm going to command because I have a pip in it. I'm assuming this is risky and desperate.
This is desperate, and I'm going to say desperate and standard for her. If it was anybody else, it would be limited, but it is standard effect.
I'm gonna push myself.
Okay.
Mama needs a new pair of shoes. I got a 4.
A 4.
What does that mean, Nate?
So a 4. What is the intent behind this? What are you hoping to do?
Distract the bluecoats enough that they can board their boat and get away. And so if they take Kazi in, or if they like focus in on Kazi, that would be fine.
All right. So we're going to do this. You are successful. So I think what happens is, yeah, the guard, the lead guard, steps forward and kind of salutes you back, recognizes who you are, and steps up to talk to you. And with that, it gives you all an opportunity to sneak around the bluecoats. But I think there's still going to have to be a roll in order to do that. And so this is kind of allowing for that. Whereas before I wouldn't have you couldn't have done it. I think at the same point in time, the guard who in the lead, Kazi reaches out and looks to see where your pin is that you took off as your item and goes, "What happened here?" And we'll get back to that in just a second. So the other 3 of you, what are you doing?
So I'm going to. So we're kind of on the other side, I assume, and like we're able to approach it, but
yeah, you're going to come in from the back a little bit. You're able to get out. So you all can. You can do this individually, or you can remember you also have the ability to do a group action, whereas you all roll the same thing. Someone leads and then takes stress for everybody that fails, but you use the total of the highest number that you can possibly use, that the whole group gets if you want.
So I'm actually going to actually take out a little bit of coin, and I'm going to try to covertly toss it like overhead, just to cause like a audible distraction. That would catch their attention elsewhere. I also have cloak and dagger as a special ability. So when I use a disguise or other form of covert misdirection, I get an additional dice to confuse or deflect suspicion.
Okay, so I suggest a group action. Whoever can lead it, doesn't matter. Whoever has the most stress can lead it. You would get, eyes would get an additional die for your covert action.
Okay.
And then someone else would get an additional die, whoever wants it, for the money being tossed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you want to roll a group action? This would probably be a group stealth?
Yeah.
Group prowl?
Prowl.
Yeah.
Prowl?
Prowl.
Yeah,
Okay, so who is leading?
I have 3 pips in prowl, so I think I'm gonna lead.
Wait, remember, it's not. You don't have to worry about that. Being leader doesn't mean the best. Being leader just means whoever fails, you get the stress. They don't take the other people don't take the stress. So it's almost like
on stress. I have 5 currently.
Right,
you have 5
currently.
stress.
Yep.
I don't think you should.
I don't think. Yeah, I can take it. I can.
I
Joe
think
Corbin.
you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think you should lead this. All right, so Miss Corbin's going to lead this. While you're doing that, Miss Corbin is getting everything ready, looking where you need to go. All right, so let's go ahead and have you 3 roll, see what you get. Back to Kazi. Kazi, what happens when he reaches and grabs where that metal was?
She looks down and she says, "Don't you remember the disturbance at my precinct? Don't you remember?" Oh no, Josh, what did you do?
I rolled a 1. Sorry.
Oh my God! Holy Okay, that's 3. All right, there we go. We didn't succeed.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what is happening right now. All I know is I saw Josh's face and I knew that was bad.
Yeah.
All right, going to be a good night for Nathan. So you were asking about you were telling him about, don't you remember the precinct?
Oh, don't you remember the drama at my precinct and the night that guy died? There was that murderous crow thing or whatever, and like I don't even remember. But like my uniform got damaged that night when my partner died, and I just haven't been able to bring myself to get it repaired.
And what were you down here paying your respects?
No, I came down here looking for her, and she points at Lynn. Or Miss Corbin, not Lynn, but Miss Corbin. See, she's one of the big deals at Charter Hall, and I have an open case about a kid that she knows, and she has some information for me.
So I think that explains the dice rolls. We got a total of a 4.
Or the highest.
They rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice. Oh, hold on. Somebody gets an extra 1.
Oh, that's right. I can. Yeah.
Wait, how many dice did you roll?
I can just roll this d6. This is
Okay.
this
For the coin being tossed.
5.
5.
For the first one.
So, what happened?
1-5.
Okay, that's fine.
God.
Okay.
So a 5 is fine.
Mm-hmm. I got some
But I
stress, but
think-
that's fine.
Yeah, so Miss Corbin, you take 1 stress because you succeed, and only Preacher fails. You just have 1 stress.
Oh, that was.
All right. So narratively, you all make it down to the boat, but you notice that when you look at the boat, they basically have the boat like locked, and so you're stuck. You're down on the dock in the open with nowhere to go, and you realize that. And Kazi probably realizes that as well, and that's why she turns and says, "I'm looking for her." And when she says, "I'm looking for her," all 4 of the guards turn around and look at you all and say, the lead guard says, "You may be looking for her, but we are as well. In fact, we're looking for all 3 of them."
Is there like a lock on the boat?
There's a lock on the boat.
Well, I have a missing kid situation. So, do y'all have a missing kid situation? Because my case trumps your case, unless you've got a missing kid situation.
I think he pulls out a government writ that basically says that they're wanted on the wanted 3 level, and says this trumps anything you're doing.
Let me see that. Let me look at this.
Wait.
He gives them to
wanna-
you all, and they turn and start walking their way toward the 3 of you.
So,
Can I like bluff my way through finding inconsistencies in their paperwork, and that you can't actually?
Here on page 2, I see this Oxford comma where it shouldn't
You
be.
did not.
So I don't think you can. I will say this. I mean, you can roll. Anything's
Sorry,
possible.
Nate.
It's going to be limited effect, which means you're probably going to have to do it and something else. Remember that during downtime actions, you also have a free wipe of the blue coats. I believe Miss Corbin has a free wipe of the blue coats, and someone else had gotten a basically get out of jail free card. With
I
the
got
blue.
something like that. I think.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Kazi.
think we.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Kazi's thing. So those are in play as well. If you would like to use that, Kazi, and roll, then yes, that would work.
Well, considering our rolling is not looking so great tonight, I would like the Roll20 algorithm to be more
Yeah,
beneficial
Roll20,
to
what's
me
up?
later on. So I will use my get out of jail free card to be like, no, you didn't get a signature here. You can't arrest them without the signature. It won't stand up. No. And
So I
she'll do
think
that.
he turns around very swiftly and walks over and like grabs the piece of paper out of your hand and like looks at where the signature probably was and was rubbed out or isn't there anymore through whatever magic that Kazi has, and says there are very many expletives, kind of like the same ones I use when you all roll multiple 6s a lot. And he goes, "That's fine. We know where you are. We'll come back and get you in just a minute."
Yeah, so you should be very careful.
Good
The
day, sir.
division- Crow's Foot Division is at a loss for leadership, and oh god, I'd hate to have another black eye or another probing look into it.
Yeah, he definitely
Always have
looks
to be
in-
careful.
Yeah, he looks in your direction. It's just like, yes, you're right. We have to do this by the book to make sure that you stay in Ironhook for a good long time. Don't worry, we'll be back. And they walk off disheartened.
When I didn't know any better, I think that was a threat, officer. Good day.
He turns and say, "Enjoy your freedom while it lasts." he says, we're going to leave that lock in place for now. We'll be back.
No, you won't. I'm gonna use some burglary gear and try to.
Yeah,
get
it's
rid
fine.
of it.
I figured as much, but I wanted to. Come on. All right.
So I'll just say he says that, and I just
over the water. Yeah, drop it in the water.
Yep.
All right. So no problem. You're able to foil my blue coat thing.
For now.
There may be other rounds of donuts. All right. So Days is basically sitting there wide-eyed the entire time, and just like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. And so he finally says, so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna like go back in headquarters now? Are we done with this? Are we done? We're done. Yeah.
They're gonna be back at headquarters before too long. We might as well press on for the time being.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All right. So Days jumps in the boat. Is Kazi going with them now? No? All right.
Appreciate you.
No. Kazi's gonna stay on land and run interference.
Okay.
But she's definitely gonna have like a moment where she makes eye contact with probably Preacher and is like, I know what you're going to do. You better not fuck this up. And then like goes to run interference.
Okay. Sounds good. Remember also, we've said before, if you want to bring in your other party members for setup actions or for help, you always can. So just make sure that's out there. Basically, Kazi runs back inside the headquarters in order to tell Dimitri and Vera. Come on. Vera.
You got it that time. It was Vera.
I got it that time, and then I messed it up. I'm just a sad
all
case.
good,
Just a sad case. To tell Vera that what had happened and basically plan for what's going on. Okay. Kazi jumps in the boat and kind of pushes back, starts making his way up the tributary. This part of the tributary, as you go around Coleridge, is pretty large. This is the largest part of the river, and then he probably takes 15-20 minutes to get up this part of the river. It's really, really dark out. There's a few people on the Coleridge side. Everybody's kind of gone to bed. We said this is late at night. As you get up to where Ankahet Park is, you see that it's also pitch black in there where they've closed down the park for a while. But as you keep making your way up the tributary, the Silk Shore is on your left, and that's the region with all the parties and the craziness. And you see parties still happening late into the night. There's lights and music and sound and all kinds of stuff. But that's not where you're headed. You're headed slowly, quietly up the middle of this river, and you notice there's no other river traffic at this point in time. It's just you all and the lapping of the waves as they hit the side of your little boat. Soon enough, out of nowhere, it feels like in something that you may have thought was just a mound of rotten wood that's kind of snagged in the middle of the river. It looks like what's happened is there was a shipwreck at one time, and then another ship hit it, and then another ship hit it, and another ship hit it, and some sank and some rose, and so it's just this motley assortment of ships and parts and pieces from the outside. You can see it keeps a pretty little profile as most of it has gone into the water, but it still stands up probably 5-6 feet out of the top of the water, where some of these ship hulls and some of the masts are still upright. Days pulls up to the same place that not too long ago he pulled up with Miss Fritter, and ties the boat off and says, "Here's where I dropped her off. She went inside over there, but I don't get a good feeling about this at all."
Reach.
Just going to reach into my coat, withdraw my pistol, nod, and walk in.
Breach, you feel the air get colder as soon as you take a step onto this boat. We'll call it a boat for all intents and purposes. the air seems to drop, and you know that that's the work of spirits around you. You almost instinctively can reach out to where they are and what's going on with them, and you know that there are spirits that are within this boat, acting not normal. Normal spirits are, they either go to a person, they go to a thing, they go to do what they're supposed to be doing. These almost seem like they're guarding, maybe. You kind of get that same thought, like the waves of cold will come and then go as maybe they move around to the other side. This is, again, think about it as probably 3 or 4 different boats all smashed together. So it's a pretty good size area, both up out of the water and whatever's below it. So you feel these breezes, almost like a fan is rotating onto you and then rotating back off.
As I get to the front of the boat to disembark, if you will, I look to Daze and kind of just pat him on the shoulder with a bit of a grin. You'll know pretty quickly if we're not coming back, so just,
He's like, yeah, I'll stay here.
Anymore.
I'll stay here until I know. Yeah.
I don't hate you anymore, just so you know. We're cool.
I think he does that anymore, and then you start to walk off.
Yep.
you could see the anymore on his face, like,
Perfect.
oh, you don't hate me anymore. All right. And Miss Corbin, what are you doing?
Just gonna step off and follow Preacher.
Okay. So Preacher, you walk. Looks like the part of a plank that's been put together on what this dock goes, probably 3 foot apart, and the water is slushing underneath your feet as it kind of raises up underneath that wood and slashes again, like a dock at high tide, and you are able to feel that rush of wind as it goes past. Looks like there's a door up ahead that was used to go down into a cabin, probably at one point in time. Again, the outside of it's pretty worn and weathered, but the inside of it is dark for right now. But you know that's you get a feeling for that's kind of where you're supposed to go. It doesn't look like anything else matches.
Okay. Let's grant ourselves a little bit of protection since we're walking into this spiritual situation. Using my fine spirit mask, I believe once again I get to use its ability to hide spiritual presence.
Okay.
So I will don that on my face. Are we still desperate?
We are not anymore. This would be a standard roll for most anything. So it's just going to be a resistance.
Am I rolling resistance or attune?
Attune. If you want to use your spirit mask to use the power, you just push yourself.
Okay.
You don't need to attune. You just have to push yourself in order to do that.
Okay.
If you want to resist taking off the mask once you put it on, that's where you're going to need the resistance check.
Okay.
But we said that was just a power you could push yourself and do.
Okay.
It's successful. Okay. So all of you probably feel a little warmer as the air around you stops. That fan almost turns off. You can feel it around you, and you know that Preacher has once again hid you all from those beings of the spirit realm. All right, what would you like to do?
I don't feel like I'm even breaking stride. I just feel like he just keeps on walking.
Okay.
Like the mask goes on, it wraps around his head and, clamps into the flesh, and he just keeps pace.
Absolutely.
Watching Preacher, I kind of whisper to Miss Corbin, this newfound confidence, I don't really know if I like it. It's kind of a play of our playbook. I don't know if I'm a fan or if I'm really proud.
Well, that remains to be seen, but prefer to see him in action this way.
Actions, right? Oh, we're gonna die. Just a hunting rifle.
It's that thing from Shaun of the Dead. Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Oh, Buzz, yeah.
There's what it is. See, I don't even know what it is. I just know the meme. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm old.
Shame.
Well, at least you came prepared.
So everybody make sure that you mark off what load you're using.
Mm-hmm.
And then for eyes, make sure you mark off that you've already used burglar gear. And anyone else that's used something, go ahead and mark those things off. So, preacher, you walk ahead, and the doorway ahead of you leads downward into the belly, and you can feel as you start to walk down water on out the outside of this, as if you're underneath the water now, and probably in several different locations there's small drips and pools of water as it pushes in into this bone weary wood that has been in sunk for who knows how long. But you walk downwards and you actually see what is some lit candelabras or braziers with small candles that are lit down in the bottom of this stairwell. Leads to a long hallway, and it seems to open up into a room that you think you hear music coming from.
Seems eerily similar to the last time we went down into a water-filled area.
I'm just like,
Oh,
This
yeah.
way?
that's what you're feeling.
So you hear music coming from the room ahead of you. Are you walking straight? How are you getting there? Are you looking out for what's going on? Are you walking straight in? Are you coming out guns blazing? What are you doing?
And this rifle's underneath the trench coat, but readily available.
Okay.
Mine's out full display, and I would say he probably has a little bit more aggression with the mask on. Probably a lot less fearful of what's ahead. I'm not saying he's like running in, but he's definitely walking with purpose. Like
Right. Okay.
he's following this music.
Miss Corbin?
Miss Corbin has her business face on, which is just confident, heads up, walking like purpose, like she owns the place. Also with her case next to her, in her right hand.
And Miss Fritter, you are going to lay down for the evening. You've had a long night of planning with Marley, as they have tended to be, even when you all were first kind of brought up. He enjoyed the night and enjoyed staying up late, drinking and making exorbitant plans and things like that. And he is once again has put on the music and is making plans on how the things will go. He has plans for the party upcoming, plans to wreck and ruin it and make everything. Well, that's where he's going to take over and force the nobility to give spirits the realm they deserve. You are there for your reasons, whatever those reasons are. But this is not the same as you've gotten to know him over the last few days. This is not the same Marley that you knew back then. This is him with one singular purpose and one singular flame that he's feeding everything into. Everything is retribution for imagined hurts imagined and otherwise that he and others have faced. It's almost like the spirits that are dwelling in him are feeding that to him, and and their anger, their retribution has found someone and it's pushed him to heights that you were not even aware that a human could go. Which is to say, he's also probably not quite human anymore. And you notice that as well. You notice the claws, the extended ability to hear. And almost he moves around this boat. Even when he's there, you don't notice him. It is something that is startling and off-putting, to say the least. But he is up, probably even singing a song at some point in that main dining area as he continues to make plans. What will we find Miss Fritter doing?
Miss Fritter in her room, which I'm assuming is actually somewhat private.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She would like reveal her tactical outfit underneath her normal clothes, and where she's sharpening everything, and as if she's just waiting and preparing and not sleeping.
Has she done this before?
Probably every night since she arrived.
Absolutely. And so, Preacher, you are the first to see the visage of Marley. It's a tall, gaunt man that is dragging something on a board, making plans, writing things down, scratching them out feverishly, as if nothing in the world matters. As music plays, soft, probably what we would consider classical type music, but even ballroom dance type music plays. And he's walking around the room. You see the room has now been lined up with a couple different tables, and he has placemats and people that he's almost like looking at where people will be and making notes, and is walking around the room with this large elongated finger that turns into a claw pointing at one and the other. You are to die first, then you, then you. Oh, I've not forgotten about you. And that's what you see as you walk in.
Is his back towards me then, I'm assuming?
Yes. It doesn't even matter. He's not paying attention to you. So I think his back is towards you. His back is, he's turning back and forth between the two tables, kind of off in his own little world.
Where is the music coming from?
It is coming from, you tell me, if this is something you want done narratively?
Basically, like if it was some sort of record player kind of deal, or
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I say that Preacher would probably just sort of walk over to it and sort of pick it up, and there's that scratching sound.
Absolutely.
I think music should be scary. Music should be a sort of exorcism. I don't quite understand what you're listening to here while you're planning the downfall of a society, but seems kind of pedantic.
He has his back towards you. He doesn't even turn your direction. He just takes one of those claws and slowly puts it down on the table at the placemat in front of him. Says, "You will die now." And turns over and looks at you, and you see that his mouth is filled with these really sharp teeth, almost like like what's inside a shark's mouth, rows and rows of teeth. And he looks at you all and says, is this a rescue?
I'm just kind of curious what his reaction would be to like Preacher wearing this disfiguring mask as he walks in. And I don't know if he can sense presence, like spirits or whatever, but to be totally like blind in his vision.
Right. Yeah, I think he turns around and looks in your direction, but can't really see you. And even just says, "I'm not sure how you made it past my spirits, but no matter. You two won't be much." And is looking at eyes and Miss Corbin as he does not seem to see you, Preacher. Again, just for giggles. Is this a rescue? Because she came here of her own accord. You do realize that, don't you?
I would never insult her like that. The fact that you would even try to commiserate that as our motive is pretty laughable.
No, there are many laughable things about this.
Yeah, that may be true. That may be true.
He's now walking between the two tables.
Coming towards us?
I think he's actually going away from you all.
Do you think that you can simply... My issue with you is much simpler than I think anyone else's, really. You really, truly wish to disrespect me a second time?
You are a means to an end, as you seem to be for lots of people.
You know the sad thing is? If you had simply just asked the question, versus having to torture my family or attempt to, I would have given you the answer.
Maybe. This was much more fun.
Really?
How is the boy?
Oh, he's great.
Is he now?
Yeah.
I'll go pay him a visit after this.
No, you really won't.
Miss Corbin, what are you doing?
Just curious. Came here to see what you had to offer that would lure away one of us.
It's not that difficult. We have history. And, well, she knows to be on the winning side. Pi was always good at that. She chose correctly every time she needed to choose. She might pretend otherwise or pretend, but she chose correctly every time.
Despite the cryptic remarks, you do seem like the sort to talk, so humor us. What is this side? What is this enemy that you have?
Enemy is you, is them, it's
Not a,
everyone.
that's-
Everyone who would treat spirits differently.
Oh, are you talking about the barriers? Or
Amongst other things. It seems the spirits here are not treated the way they should be, and they have chosen a champion that could help them.
oh, and how do they want to be treated? This should be good.
They want to be treated just like you or I used to. Now I want to be treated much, much differently.
Monsters typically tend to feel that way.
Have you felt that way?
Kind of grins.
Yes. We all are monsters, aren't we?
That's
Maybe you should have come and asked me, and I would have told you the answers.
It's actually why your head's still on your shoulders.
Would
There
you
isn't a dagger plunged into your neck, so
like me to call her out here and have her make you go away? Would seeing her alive and hale and hearty and happy for once, would that make you go away?
no, not really.
But why don't you bring her out?
Yes, let's see this illusion of free will that you so happily put on display for us.
That sounds delightful. And I think he takes his long clawed fingers and walks them down the table as he walks back. He is immaculately dressed and is pretending to be a gentleman of the highest sorts. As he walks his long fingers back there, he says, "Pi, dearest, it seems you have visitors."
Visitors. Okay. Okay. I'll take that. Upon hearing this, it's kind of like a fucking finally privately. But, of course, like, visitors, what do you mean? And, did Days come back? Days knows not to come back.
No. That boy is... he's still outside from what my spirits tell me, so he's fine. It seems the other members of your little syndicate are here, and they will not take no for an answer, so please tell them to go away as we continue our work.
She emerges, kind of gaunt, probably from lack of sleep and probably some minor malnourishment, but still very much herself and very tight bun, very dressed. And based on her outfit, that she's fully prepared for battle. But you've seen that before. But it maybe looks a little dingy, like she needs to wash it. It's been a few days.
All right.
Yeah, we're not super happy that you've made me wait this long, but we're here. I'm still showing up for you. So she kind of walks out and looks at all of you for like 1 second too long for each of you. And she just waits.
When he sees the look in your eyes, I think he knows. I think the change in dress was probably off-putting, and you almost see him stand up a little taller. And when he sees you look at each one of your companions, and then he notices you look at Preacher. And the camera kind of shows his eyes shifting back and forth between you and Preacher, and you and Preacher, and he says, "Well then, you've chosen poorly again," and turns and spins on the three of you all, still on who he thinks there's three of you there, but he only sees two of you. All right, let's see what happens here. Immediately, his claws elongate even further, and his mouth kind of seems to split open as those teeth kind of push out. He pushes the table with unhuman strength. This is probably a 20-foot long table, and he pushes the table at the direction of you three as if to push something in your way, and then reaches over and pulls a lever that you see on the side of the room. All right, I'm going to give you all the chance to go first, as you all were kind of holding actions, waiting for him to do something. I'm going to say
that if I see him go for the lever,
mm-hmm.
I would like to try to stop that from happening.
Okay.
Whatever that is. So with my hand, I'm going to shoot him in the hand.
Okay, that's fine. So we're going to set up a clock. He is that which is unseen, an 8-turn clock in order to defeat Marley. Okay. This will not be easy. Well, depending on your rolls. I shouldn't say that because I know you all, and it's either going to go very, very poorly for you all, or it's going to go very poorly for me. So let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. That's why we play the game. Let's go.
All right. So eyes, take the shot.
Yeah.
So I think the camera pans to your trench coat where out pops that shotgun, rifle, whatever it is.
Yeah, sure.
Make sure that you mark off your rifle.
Already did when I
okay.
when I did that. Okay. Can I get away with the prowl? Is that possible?
Prowl is prowl but unseen, traverse, ambush with close violence.
Stuck in my
pretty
close.
Yeah, I think this is close violence. I think this is fine. This is kind of ambushy. He was trying to ambush you all. You were trying to ambush him. So yeah
ambush fun. You know?
That's fine. This is he is a tier above you all, mm-hmm. So it's going to go from standard effect to limited effect.
Okay. Got it.
So it means you're going to need a 6 for a whole piece of the clock, a tick of the clock.
Okay.
Care to push yourself?
I'm going to absolutely do that, which is a bad decision, but trauma.
So you're at 7. You're at 7. Yes.
Yeah.
If you push yourself, okay.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. 5.
All right. So 5. So you hit him in the hand, and I say you didn't get a 6. You won't be a full tick. What you actually do is you hit him in the hand as he goes to grab the lever, and he lets go of the lever and backs up.
Don't be a fucking coward. Face us.
He turns. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. All right. So who's next?
I would like to try something.
Okay, I love it.
I'm so excited.
This is just sort of maybe a chance to buff the party, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
With the spirit mask on, I think Preacher's eyes are going to go to a deep crimson as he reaches out to the spirits that are guarding now to try to turn them on Marley itself. Sort of reach out to them and entreat them to become the aggressors on their master.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's probably got standard effect just because of what he's made of. Yeah, I'm gonna say that has standard effect because he has spirits even within him that are fighting it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do. So I think it's gonna be risky and standard at this point. And what do you want mechanically? I guess, do you want buffs for your party? Do you want greater effect? What do you want the outcome of a successful roll to be?
Greater effect would be amazing.
Okay. All right. So we'll do this. Is if you are successful, then what'll happen is he'll go down a tier basically as the spirits are fighting him, and so it will take a 4, 5, or 6 to be a successful full tick. Sound okay?
Perfect.
This is risky and standard. You do get an extra die because you're using the spirit mask.
Okay. I'm assuming I'm using probably sway for this.
I
mean, I'm communicating with ghosts, but
yeah, I think it's going to be a sway because you've already.
Yeah.
Okay, so also here. Go ahead. No, I know. It's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, sway sounds good.
So 1 extra die, and please roll well. A 6.
Hey, 6.
A 6. All right. So with the 6, you almost just appear. Remember that you made yourself disappear to the spirits earlier, and so now you're in their very presence, just you, and the rest of you are not. So you're still kind of shielded from them, but your presence is a commanding one, swaying them over to no. You need to flee. This is not what you want. You're being used. That kind of just giving off that energy. What does it look like?
God, I had this notion of fucking Scarecrow from Batman in my head just now, just with the mask and the hat and everything. I don't know why. You said he had spirits within him, correct?
Yes, he is. So what Moretto told you is that when they were working on eyes and other patients, they used a little bit of spirit energy in order to make human modifications. Marley kind of pushed this envelope and made it a part of him in order to make him more than human. And so now he actually has, just think of it like the spirit hounds from season 1, how they would take a spirit inside them in order to get that energy. Marley does that on a superhuman level.
Okay. So I say with the theme, this reddish crimson light sort of lashes at him like a whip and starts just rendering these spirits from his being.
Yeah.
Almost flinging them into the ether itself.
Yeah, I think you can see spirits kind of coming out of him and fighting to get back in and coming back out, and it's like his physical form is shifting between what you would see in the spirit realm and what you would see in the spirit field and what you'd see in real life. It's mixing and morphing all together. And he is, you can tell that causes him no amount of discomfort. Okay.
What's his reaction? Just curiosity.
I think his reaction is he looks at you for the first time now that he sees you. Again, you were even shielded from him. And he says, that makes sense. Why she loves you. Why that makes sense why she chose you. And his eyes are focused on you.
Okay. I would probably say you tell yourself that you're not like us, that you're something more. But your fear has revealed the truth. It erodes your self-control. And soon you'll be that which you hate most. Just like us. True living dead.
Who's next?
I guess Miss Corbin will start with the flashback.
Okay.
she has a hint that whatever we've been tangling with a lot of spiritual things. I think she needs to be better prepared. So she doesn't have that proclivity to control spirits or talk to them. What she wants is something to keep them under control. I think she wants to get an item. So she has contacts probably with, probably retired
Okay.
spirit wardens
my.
that are willing to get some money, coin, necessary. It's a big, it's a big ask from her. So it's probably going to be.
I think it's fine. I think we're going to be 2 stress flashback in order to
Gold.
procure this item. And then let's tell us what it is and what you want to do with it.
So Miss Corbin, reaching her jacket, she takes out like this. It almost looks like a grenade. If it was painted like Vanta Black, it kind of has that look. I know. Keep an eye out for rivals, competitors, and I know your kind don't like these. And I know you had advantages, and I would like to even the playing field. And she'll just throw that just in the vicinity of the room.
Okay. So what do you want to use to do this?
It's a black salt bomb, so it covers a small room, keeping ghosts from exiting or entering. It's like that thing that she used to that Krampus thing, similar thing, except on a wider scale.
Okay.
So I think it's skirmish.
A skirmish? That sounds good. Okay.
And you know what? I'll push myself for this.
Okay.
Let's do it. Position?
It's risky at this point.
Yeah,
Risky and
all right.
standard.
Risky standard.
Yeah, it would have been not, but the buff from Preacher makes it standard, so risky standard.
Come on. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, 6. So that's going to be. Oh, I got a free.
There's a lot of things happening in this small room.
Yo.
Yeah.
The spirit's not happy.
Yeah. So go ahead and explain what happens as you see this. To him, the camera would show this black salt. Go ahead and explain what happens, and I'll say what the black salt does. Sorry.
It's So when she throws it down, you would expect loud concussion. Like you feel something, but it ends up just rapidly puffing out like this black kind of almost ashes stuff. Except it's black, and it's and you see it coat everything with a fine film in the room.
Yeah, as it coats him, it almost seems to be. It's almost like ashes that are on fire still, that kind of melt into him and latch onto his skin as if you would coat a human in ash, in literal ash, and he screams. All right, Miss Fritter.
The odor of the room has an immediate flashback for her to about 27 years ago when Marley and her dead husband came into the room to tell her that her newborn baby did not survive birth. And the smell of the crematorium where they burned her, and she had a small urn that she kept for all those years. And for some reason, that moment just suddenly comes back to her as she smells these ashes and this weird deja vu feeling in this room. But it passes. And we go on attack. Let's see. We got a ladle handy. Let's hit him with a ladle.
Let's do it.
Is rec sufficient, Nathan?
Absolutely. Rec is always sufficient.
And you said it was standard.
It is standard now, yes.
I'm not going to push myself because I'm at 7.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that doesn't hurt me inadvertently. I got a 5.
Nice.
5.
I'm emotional, so I'm not on my A game because I just had a bad memory flashback. But
So you tell me what happens when you hit him.
she's just gonna go for the ladle to like the skull because you've got to have a head. Um, she doesn't have anything spiritual happening. She's not one of the folks who's in tune to things like that. This is just a straight up blunt force trauma to the cranium.
Okay. So he hits you. You seem to hit him as he's got his back turned towards you, as he's looking at everyone else and trying to spin away from this ash that is eating into his skin. Takes the hit on the side, and kind of lashes out, I guess, at you with his claws as a consequence, and rakes his claws against your arm, holding the ladle, and kind of snarls out, I knew it was too easy to trust you again. All right, so he slashes out at you. It's going to be level 1 harm because it's still just risky. And then he takes the table that he's standing behind and shoves it in the three of y'all's direction, in Miss Corbin, Preacher, and Eyes' direction, and with speed you've not seen, shoves it in your direction. So at this point, you're all going to either take level 1 harmed, bruised, or you can resist that, of course. You can also use armor, a thing of armor to push that down if you'd like, but you're going to take a level 1 harm as he pushes this table, and it just slams chairs, the table, everything kind of slams in your direction up against the side of this wooden wall.
Yeah, seeing it come in, I'm actually going to try to slide underneath it, and as I prepare for what I'm going to do next.
Okay. So everybody take that.
I think I am going to take armor.
Okay.
But narratively, I think I'm just going to sort of not hop over and like, but sort of jump over this chair, still with like the raking crimson, like still trying to yank the souls free of him. Maybe that'll put him off a little bit, just enough to where I can get out of the way.
Okay. Miss Corbin, are you taking level 1 or are you doing something else?
I think she's gonna try and jump over it.
Okay. So are you resisting mechanically? Are you resisting?
I am resisting it.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure I understood mechanically. That sounds good.
Yeah.
You also notice that as you all look up, you don't see him anymore. The three of you. Miss Corbin, you still see him for some reason. But the other three of you, you don't currently see him. It's almost as if he's become unseen. I believe Eyes, you're up first.
Yeah. I'm going to. So you were going anywhere, and I'm actually going to take in this kind of mid slide, and as I do that, like I'll actually take out a vial of electroplasm and stab the spirit dagger into it, and then like try my slide up where he was and stab up and just see what happens.
Okay. So, Miss Corbin, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to assist Eyes.
Okay.
And it's like, what do you mean? It's right there.
And how do you know this?
Hmm?
And how are you able to see him?
Oh, I thought you said I could see him.
Oh, sorry. Miss Fritter can see him.
Oh, Miss Fritter. Okay.
Miss Fritter, my apologies.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
So you can still assist in some way. You tell me how it works, or you feel free to provide an assist in any way, form, fashion you want to.
Do I still see... Does he leave footprints in the ash?
Yeah, I think so.
Like I think she'll point. Like, it's right there.
Okay.
The
yeah.
feet.
So as an assist, go ahead and take the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Corbin, take the stress.
I have the foresight thing, and
Oh, where you don't take
Twice.
stress for doing an assist? Of course you do.
Oh, I have to make the thing for the table, so
Okay.
I might get some stress anyways. Let's.
No problem.
Let me hear Devil's Bargain.
2.
So 2.
Okay.
Devil's bargain for this is the devil's bargain is that he recognizes the knife and what it does. And that may change his. You will see his eyes widen at the knife.
Cool. I accept.
Okay.
And I'll take that's 2 bonus die.
Yep. A 5. So you're able to tell me what happens when you slide and stab? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I slide like I'm still kind of like so I just kind of slide like baseball slide with the electroplasm all over the knife, and I'll just say your mistake was thinking this is about you, and I stab him in the back.
Okay. Yeah, as you stab him in the back, he you think it's where his back is, but he's turned a little bit.
Sure.
And he takes that clawed hand and rakes it down the front of you. So you're gonna get one pip. You're actually going to take level 2 harm.
Okay.
And this is going to be cut. I mean, it's pretty nasty cuts that are happening here.
Cool.
All right, so he absolutely just like as you're sliding on the ground, he just takes his hand and scrapes down the side of you.
Yeah.
All
Nice. Can I see him now?
Does he do? You know what? No. That doesn't make sense narratively for what we just said. Let me take that back.
Okay.
Because the devil's bargain was he knows what the knife is.
Right.
I think what he does is he feels the knife like stab into him, and you feel a clamp. Basically, I can't put it in any other words. A clamp down on your arm as his hand wraps around your arm and squeezes.
Okay.
I'll let you do one of 2 things. You can let go of the knife, or you can make a resistance to resist the consequence of that. Or if you think of some other way to resist that without actually rolling the resistance, you let me know. But I think right now he's going to the consequence will be that he makes you let go of the
Drop
knife.
Interesting.
I'll give you. Why don't we go to the next person? I'll give you a minute to think.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
that-
say
yeah.
No, I'm actually good. I'll let him. I'll let go.
Okay. Okay. So you drop as soon as you let go of the knife, his hand shoots off of you, like unclenches from your arm, and he grabs at the knife and pulls it out.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? Is that Preacher?
I believe I am.
Okay.
So I guess you see a knife sort of just like floating in the air currently too now, huh?
You don't. It's not that he's not invisible. He can just make himself not be noticed
Got it.
with people around him. So it's not like the knife, like you saw the cut, you saw him grab on when you're paying attention and really focused, you can see his outline, you can see him. So he's not invisible. He just can be unseen whenever he chooses to be, and he's choosing to be. Does that make sense?
I guess given the situation between Ms. Corbin and eyes attacking him, do I have an idea of where he would be?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you have an idea where he'll be.
So, having just sort of like hopped over this table and rushing forward towards him, he's going to sidestep with the eyes and try to like take out this fine lightning hook and just ram it up his ribs if possible.
Okay.
So it'll be a skirmish with my fine lightning hook.
What does your lightning hook look like? What does it physically look like?
I was just imagine it's just very plain looking thing. Maybe like a corroded, maybe like patinaed metal.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing extravagant, but
Yeah.
just as soon as he like rips it out, it's just that lightning glazes over the edge of it, sort of imbued, we'll say.
Okay.
I'm going, like I said, to try to jab it up in his ribs. And there's +1 for a fine lightning hook, correct?
Yep. Correct.
This
And this will be
a skirmish.
Yeah, skirmish. Risky and standard. Yep. 5.
5.
5 counts. That's good.
Is that 4 out of 8?
I think so. When you jab that into him, just like he did with eyes, he reaches down and. Would he do that to Preacher? No, not for Preacher.
Now he would do something probably a lot worse than that.
Right. Yeah, I think he says he grabs you and pulls you to him and says, "You're not enough for her," and flings you back up against the wall just like he did that table. So you're going to take level 2 harm.
I have armor. Does that make any difference in this?
It doesn't. You can add another hit to make it reduce again, or you can
Okay.
do resistance because the armor basically negated that whole. A thing of armor will negate 1 instance of harm, which it did.
I really don't want to get a level 2 harm. Let me. I'll try to resist.
Okay. This will be resistance prowess. Resist consequences from physical strain or injury.
Okay.
5. Okay. So you're going to take 1 stress,
Okay.
and it's going to bump down to level 1.
Okay.
And so I think where you were going to be to go flying up against the side, he's not able to push back with as much force because your lightning hook is literally sticking out of him. And when he goes to push you, that lightning hook kind of drags out of him a little bit, and the resistance from it and he just pushes you back, and you go stumbling into the chairs and table that are pushed up against the wall.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? Is it Miss Corbin or Miss Fritter?
So, but stumble is my level 1
Stumble.
harm.
Fine.
I don't know what else to put.
I like that stumble. Okay. Who's next?
guess
Miss
Miss
Fritter,
Corbin.
Miss Corbin?
Miss
I don't
Corbin.
remember. Okay, Miss Corbin.
Oh, that hit a nerve, did it? Oh. Thought you were above all that petty jealousy. That's disappointing. And then she'll take out her dueling rapier, but then she like flicks her arm and just takes a shot at him.
Okay. Go ahead. Is this a pistol?
It's a pistol, yes.
Okay.
Take that shot. Risky, standard.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Okay, so that actually still works. As a consequence, because you're not close to him. As a consequence, what he does is he turns around and spies the lever he was trying to hit the first time and slams his hand down into it as the shot rings out and hits up against the side. And you all hear, it's not, there is a noise deep within the bowels of where this boat or boats is that hits, and you see that nothing seems to happen at this point, but it's definitely something that you hear it go off, a concussive force. Miss Fritter. Bless you.
Having spent time in this flotilla, is Fritter familiar? I feel like that's accurate. It's a flotilla. Is Fritter familiar with the mechanics and inner workings of this boat?
Absolutely.
So does Fritter have any innate advantage over what he's doing at this present time?
Yeah, I think if you wanted to, he basically dead person switched it and is trying to sink it. If you would like to stop that, you can use your action to stop that.
I will do that.
Okay. So tell me you know that what this is basically a pump that or like a gasket that's blown down in the one of the hulls that is holding this up. What would you like to do to stop it?
I want to wreck it so that it stops functioning.
Okay. You want to have wrecked it earlier?
Yeah, I will have wrecked it earlier. Like I have been twiddling my thumbs for days, waiting on these mofos to show up.
Okay. So let's see how good you wreck it, because you don't know until you know. Let's see how good you wreck it.
Is it risky?
It is
controlled.
I think it is risky because you're literally, if you screw something up, you literally could make this go down days before it's supposed to.
So does that mean it has extreme effect? Greater effect?
Yeah, it would.
Which one?
Greater.
Okay. I'm going to push myself this time because I know I'm kind of worried. I got a 6!
Yeah!
Oh!
So I think he hears the sound, but it's not the sound he expects. It's the sound of whatever Fritter put in there going off to dispose of it. And he looks at Miss Fritter and says, "You've done it again. Betrayal after betrayal." And with that, what would he do?
Sit there and do nothing.
Oh no!
I don't think
no,
that's
no,
what, yeah.
not our boy.
I think he actually comes after Fritter.
Yeah, I was waiting on that one.
I think he comes after Fritter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he basically says, "But if you're not with me, then that's fine too." And he comes and with lightning quick motions, he takes both of his claws and basically tries to push it in to where your heart is, and you hear him say, "Let's see if you have a heart." Right now it's gonna be level 2 harm.
Do I get an attack of opportunity? I just feel like I need to ask this question.
No, but you'll have greater effect on your next
range.
attack. Yeah, you'll have greater effect on your next attack.
So I take a level 2 harm because this guy wants to Kali Ma my heart.
That's right. Okay. Or you can have armor. You can resist for physical.
Oh, I have a fucking tactical vest on. Of course I have armor on.
Okay, so mark, you have armor, and it goes down from level 2 to level 1 as his claws.
I already have 2 level 1 harms, so.
Oh no.
I think it's level 2 by default.
Oh yeah, then don't do the armor.
Well, wait. Let's be fair.
No, I know it would be worse. It would be worse.
You've been chilling.
Yeah.
That first level 1 harm was when that Derringer hit me in the leg in like the very first score of this season, and that never got erased per Nate. So like, I don't know if that's still real or if that bitch is healed. It was 1 gunshot in the leg, and it was weeks ago.
Weeks ago, gunshots healed just like that. Should be healed.
Yeah, just have good. Just take a rest,
All
and
right,
you're fine.
that's fine. That's fine.
Rest.
That one's healed. That one's fine. All right,
Okay,
you get
great.
this one.
Okay, thanks.
So his claws bend around where your heart would be as the armor helps protect, but he still lashes out and scratches you, and you still feel pressure and stuff. Okay, so level 1 harm, Kalima, whatever you want to call it.
Kali Ma indeed.
All right.
So, considering he's using both paws, that must mean one thing, which means he dropped the dagger.
It's
Yes?
in his mouth. It's like, just like.
That's what it sounds like. Yep, dude, definitely dropped the dagger.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So,
And remember, Doesn't Eyes have a way to actually see him?
He did at the I just stabbed it where
No,
it was.
but remember Moretto gave you. Didn't Moretto give you?
That's right. That's right. That's
Here,
so
I'll
true.
remember for you.
Yeah,
I'll help you
thanks.
beat my character.
Thanks, narrator.
So I believe Eyes has a special weapon against that which is unseen.
Specifically, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
I forgot what it actually was, but I do remember.
I think it was a set of glasses.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll just kind of like, we'll say it's like a upper sort of like just kind of going on, and as he's kind of like has like further up, he'll slink over, and stab the dagger in the back of his neck,
Okay.
saying, "You silly fool! You don't even know that you're Icarus."
Okay. So you're going to get. This is actually going to be greater effect because you can still see him.
I will assist. I'll give help to Eyes just by like distracting him just by like a few gunshots.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
not gonna do anything, but
It sounds good.
perhaps.
Are you going to take stress in order to do this,
I only got 2.
Miss Corbin? Hold
It's
on.
my second. It's my second health.
That's fine.
action. Yep.
No problem. Oh, yeah. I hate that.
That's good.
5. All right, still hits him. And I said greater effect, so that's actually going to be 2. So it's still 5. He feels the dagger going in him, and his claws like spread out. And then he turns and looks you right in the eyes, and doesn't even say anything as he kind of reaches down with those big sharp teeth and goes to bite on your collarbone. So this is going to be another level 2 harm.
Okay.
As he slams into your collarbone, and he's not biting, he's almost biting, and you feel the pressure as those teeth sink down in and around your collarbone, and he seems to lift you up in the air a little bit.
Okay. I'm actually gonna take it, and I'm just staring at him. You're inferior to me, and I spit in his face.
Okay. You feel those sharp teeth crunch down. Ugh. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, exactly.
You bothered yourself. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love you, man. You're great.
All right. So who's next? That was Eyes. Is it Preacher?
It is.
Finish it, preacher.
Wow, he's engaged right now, so he'd be easy to get up to.
Yeah. And you can see where he is because he has. Well, you can see where he is.
Oh no, where could he?
Where is he?
Where can he be?
How do I want to do this? I'm going to unstumble myself, rush back towards him, and maybe as he's like withdrawing those fangs from Eyes, I'm just going to jam an electroplasm vial right into his mouth.
Okay.
Or attempt to, we'll say.
All right.
Bucky, I'm going to push it.
Yeah.
Risky standard.
Yes.
Can I assist?
Absolutely.
Even though it's my last 2 stress, probably. But that's fine. I don't care. I'm actually just I actually kept the dagger in his well, I guess it would be this way now because he's turns face me, and so as he's as he's like I guess breaking or whatever my collarbone, I just dig it in.
Hold him closer to you. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so 2 extra dice then, huh?
Yeah, with that, his mouth opens wide.
Oh God!
You see the blood and viscera and just nastiness.
I got the 4.
You got the 4, and that's all that matters.
That's all I needed.
All right, so
Jesus.
so tell me what happens.
Maybe he's just being so haphazard about it. As I'm jamming this in, I just sort of like jam my hand up into his mouth, and his fangs pierce my hand. And the glass vial just shatters up against his palate, and there's that sizzling sound as this ectoplasm begins to bubble forth from his lips, his eyes rolling back, and I assume probably my own flesh might be burning at that point as well. So there's that smell of acid and ozone and charring flesh just begins to pour forth from it, this green smoke. And I am just holding it up there against him, eyes deadlocked. And I don't think I'm even going to say anything witty in return. I'm just going to keep pushing this motherfucker as far as I can, making him swallow this entire broken vial in his gullet.
Yeah, I think he staggers back. He staggers back with that glass electroplasm dripping down his chin, down to the front of it, on his shirt, on his fine doublet, and he staggers back and hits the wall. And his hands go to his head, and he kind of shakes for a second, and then there's this explosion of spirit energy. And in that, all of you are kind of pushed back, not hurt, but just pushed back. And the camera would show spirit after spirit that had been inhabiting him kind of push out in this motion. The room itself almost seems to ice over. It's like a flash freeze. Everything is now covered in ice, including you all, and you are just frozen solid for a second. Just that. Oh my God, what is that? Preacher, as a consequence,
Mm-hmm. Come on, hurt me.
as a consequence, you know that when you take the mask off, you won't be able to talk to the spirits. As he almost severs the connection that you have with the spirit world. That many spirits fleeing something all at once call to you, and you almost have to retreat inside your own head in order to make it stop. The mask will still let you do those things, but without the mask, you're to attune to something. It's going to basically be like you're going to have to push yourself to even get a little bit of attunement at this point. It's just going to come back in waves. This many spirits fleeing a body, this many spirits' anger, the hate, the vengeance, the retribution, and you have to shut it off, or you know it's going to eat at you and probably kill you.
Okay.
So I think there's that freeze of cold that hits everyone and everything, and then you look over at his body, and what was there is become basically like a desiccated husk, as what's left of Marley lays up against the side of this broken cargo ship. What would you all like to do?
Critter's gonna run over to his body, having seen this and experienced what had just happened to him, but just seeing him like kind of a human looking again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely reverts back to what he does, and I think for a second that the ice has frozen over his features on his face to look close to what he looked like when you all first met, even younger.
She'll just kind of put her hands as close as she can kind of on his face and just say something like, "Sleep well, old friend."
Okay.
I think I'm actually going to make an effort to move to eyes and just try to stop the bleeding. he's got a pretty nasty neck wound.
Yeah.
And last time, I don't know, he really stuck it out for me. So I think in this case, I'm going to try to repay that a little bit and make sure he's okay for a change.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like his collarbone's been broken, and it looks like most of the other is superficial. I mean, imagine a bunch of jagged teeth cutting into you. It didn't hurt anything. It didn't get an artery. It didn't get anything made, but he's bleeding pretty bad, and there's some serious pressure and hurt on that upper shoulder area.
Never thought about using my hunting rifle as a sling, but I don't know if we have anything else around here that'll help. Oh,
I have a first aid kit. I can get it for you.
Oh, nice.
So everyone looks
pull out a
at
first aid kit from like 60 years ago.
yeah. Everyone's
Everything's
looking at
expired.
Fritter. Fritter's looking at everyone else.
You suck, you know that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Are you speaking in my direction?
Do you see anyone else?
Yeah. Multiple people here.
Nope.
She's just gonna
You-
drop that first aid kit at your feet, like, motherfucker, you can patch your own shit. I'm not doing that.
It's good to see you too.
Piece of shit. And she'll sit down and like start unwinding the gauze and like the alcohol pads. It's just like,
Extra alcohol for you.
I hope his back team doesn't hurt, bitch.
Miss Corbin, preacher, anything?
I think Miss Corbin just gives Miss Fritter a look that's like, what the hell was that? But also like, I'm not going to ask any further unless you don't want to, private people and whatnot.
I think I would just be looking like from this corpse, this mummified husk on the ground, and Miss Fritter, and confused. I'm not really sure how to approach. It's almost like he's walked into like a lover's quarrel of sorts.
She's going to very cautiously not look at Preacher. But she'll look at the other two and say, we need to go now.
Yeah, I think about the
I
time you
agree.
say we need to go, you hear footsteps coming down that stairwell that you took earlier very, very quickly. And around the corner comes Daze, and he pops his head around and says, and it finishes the sentence you were saying. We need to go now. What in the we gotta go, but you have to tell me what happened. We have to go now. The
Get
blue
to-
coats are coming.
Yes, get to the boat, get it started so we can leave.
So he trips on himself going back up the stairs so quickly. Who follows?
You
Holy
okay,
shit,
Oz?
Chris.
Can you walk okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right. Just a broken wing. It'll be okay. You know what's funny? Like I kind of like I begin to walk and then like kind of spin around. Really wanted this to be like super personal. I guess it doesn't have to be about me all the time. And I walk out.
Who's next?
Just gonna linger on those words that he just said. Doesn't have to be about me all the time. Just linger my eyes at Miss Fritter.
Well,
A soft smile and a nod, and I'll follow eyes out.
I think I'll follow. Jamala was certainly about to use some degree.
Okay. And Miss Fritter, you're left standing there for a quick second as you look around at the machinations of Marley, knowing that finally this chapter in her life is done and over with, I think.
She's going to go back to one of the tables and grab probably on the floor because it seems everything probably fell off.
Absolutely.
In the scuffle. An old book that she knew, and grab it and then head up the stairs.
I think the last thing you notice is on top of that book is a nameplate. He had written out nameplates for everyone, like he was setting a wedding party, so to speak. And the nameplate has the name Kazi on it. May notice it, may not matter, but it's something that sticks out in your mind as you grab the book and make your way up the stairs. All right, so you get to the top of the stairs, and Daze has got the boat turned around and ready to go. He's pointing back toward the way you all came, and there seem to be two boats, blue coat cruisers that you know that they tend to use, and they're coming up on you fast with searchlights and looking out into the dark. And he says they're coming for us. They're coming for us. I've seen them. They keep circling around here. They've come. Now they're coming for us. And you look, and one of the cruisers actually has the captain from earlier in the boat.
Right before Fritter gets on to Dave's boat, she says, "Oh, one last thing." She pops back into one of those first rooms inside the flotilla and presses her own lever, which releases the gas into the flotilla and ignites.
Okay. Yep. It just needs something to spark one last time as you go around. You feel the gas start to kind of come up from the bottom, and the dead person switch has been hit as the gas starts to fill in the hull, and you can even see it kind of sinking. It's probably the off-putting sulfurous smell as it comes in, and you see the light as it starts to go. You all start making your way out into the boat. Would anyone like to do anything?
Are we on the boat safely when you ask this question?
You're on the boat safely at this point. What you do next tells me if you're safe, but you're on the boat.
Freder will tell Daze to not turn the lights on and to just very calmly motor away. But no lights, we all get down, almost as if we're adrift.
Okay.
No, what just happened? Something just happened.
What? What do you mean? What? What just happened?
I don't know.
No, we're all calm in the bottom of the boat. No, there's
God damn it, Nate.
It's totally calm in the bottom of the boat. What are you talking about?
Who else is in the bottom of the boat with us, Nate?
There's no one. No, there's no one in the bottom of the boat. You're all being calm. Daze is trying to act like he is supposed to be here. He even waves at the officers like you're always told to do, and the lights kind of shine in his direction, and you hear one of them yell out, "You wait right there."
Motor, now you hit the speed. Now you go.
Okay, so he hits the speed. Does anything else happen?
Are they still following us?
Fireball? Isn't we have fireball and Blades in the Dark? We need a
Something
fireball.
like that.
I'm gonna use that thing that glucose thing that I have.
Okay.
So what Miss Corbin's gonna do is she's gonna stand up on the deck and just take out one of her mirrors and just kind of do 2 flashes to one of them, just to go away or
As you do that, one of the boat that does not have the captain in it, veers off to the right immediately, and the boat with the captain in it is still coming in y'all's direction, but veers off. Got one of them.
Does the boat that has the captain in it also have Kazi in it? Just a quick question.
Would Kazi have gone with him?
I don't know, because I don't know
think
what happened
so.
on land.
So on land, they ran back. One of them, basically, he sent one of them when he saw the boat was gone. He sent one of them to chase after and kind of track you on the boat. The rest of them went back, got the signature they needed, and I think they left Kazi as a forgotten thing on this. I don't think they would have brought her into this at this point. Kazi can always be there if you so choose, or she can be anywhere you all want to.
No, I don't think Ozzy would be there unless they were coercing her or something.
No, they would not. Eyes?
Like, I'm like laying down on the boat, and I'm just like, finally, explosion. About fucking time. And actually, I'll kind of spin over to Preach, and I'll kind of like tap my hunting rifle. Do you want to do the honors?
Should I take a shot at the captain?
Yes. Fritter, just from the front. Yes. Shoot, Captain.
I'm gonna say the boat, but I mean, you know, it's fine. I'm retiring soon anyway.
Remember, you also have a sulfurous gas filled hull that Fritter left off a gas to be is kind of rapidly filling up this hole where Marley was, where everybody was. This is still around you all as well that can be used.
So we just need to light a match at this point, then, huh?
Well, we're
That's
going
what it
away.
sounds like.
I give you.
Yeah,
Right?
you're going. You're
We're
going
going
away.
away.
They're going closer to it. So like if you think about it, you went away from it. They're coming up closer to it in order to come follow you all.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing of say a bullet or anything like that would certainly make that go big kabloom.
Okay, well, I'll take up the
Do it
rifle.
For me. Do it for me, Preach.
I will
can't
do
it
my
right now.
best. Let me take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, God, I have no good skills at shooting long range.
So you don't have hunt.
No,
Um,
I have prowl, skirmish, and wreck.
I can do it. I mean, that damn thing.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
you all tell me what happens. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Yeah, Days.
Yeah, Days. Mommy, Daddy, you're fighting again.
Yeah, right.
I say maybe he's like looking down
shit.
the iron sights of this, and just the sweat's pouring down his eyes, and he's still sort of shaken from this experience of these spirits. He sort of just tries to clear the blurriness from them, and reluctantly gives it back up to Miss Fritter.
Fritter just knocks it back into her shoulder, just lines up her sight, and right as she's about to take a shot, she's like, "You know, he was wrong," and then she just takes her shot, and we're done.
Right. So, yeah, you absolutely take a shot. It hits, ricochets.
Ricochets. I'm sorry. What?
It hits. You were shooting the boat, correct?
Yeah, I'm shooting the gas-filled boat.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Nope.
it hits the boat. It ricochets around in there. It ricochets off that after hitting the boat. And I think the captain kind of looks over at the boat as if they're just now seeing it for the first time. And that's when the explosion blows up. And it's the Michael Bay explosion in the middle of this water, just big boom. And I think their boat instantly gets like capsized and thrown over to the side. The wave and the concussive force from that explosion pushes you all forward. I think you've got to actually hold on and make sure that you all can all stay in. But it pushes you forward, and there's just flaming wreckage on both sides of the land, on the side by Ankhet Park and the other side as well, as this flaming of these boats just explode everywhere in the middle of this tributary.
I just starts laughing. It's like, suck our dicks!
She hands the gun back to I.
Ow! You like hurt. You like.
You hurt yourself laughing.
Yes.
So I think you're able to. It has the biggest smile ever on his face in the history of everything, and you're able to make it back. Do you go back to the headquarters, or do you go somewhere else? Do you go back to the original headquarters?
Yeah. The one that's
Yeah, that sounds
underneath
good.
the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
mausoleum.
Yeah.
Sure.
The one that is in Six Towers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you're able to take the long boat ride out into the sea almost and come back by the Lost District, come up the tributaries, and make your way into the backside of that by where you can get in and out in your original headquarters there in Six Towers, that old mansion with the basement that is from a couple different houses. The way that you're able to get back in is the way you all got your start on your name, and it's through the ash filled fireplace. As it goes down, you're able to climb down into the bowels of this old dilapidated mansion, and for the first time in a long time you're able to just breathe.
Kind of take two fingers and like rub around, like all the dust bunnies, like all
Yeah,
over
oh
the
yeah,
place.
it's covered in dust. The front door had like "Do not enter" by with like a blue coat, blue coat chain, but they don't know the other ways that are in. That doesn't even matter. There's a layer of dust everywhere, but it still feels. It's like going back to your old room, the room you grew up in. That everything is the same, but it's not the same. You're bigger than this now, and yet there's a comfort to it that makes it okay. Even though you don't have the newest things here, you don't have food stocks and all your training equipment, everything that you would have. This still feels right, and it feels okay for now. How do we end the night for each of you?
I have a meeting very soon.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd probably make that known to the rest of the group. Probably do my best to try to just skulk off without being seen.
Yeah, that's not possible. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, probably not. At least she would follow you.
No, you won't this time.
Do you notice her following you?
If I do, I am going to do what I can to lose her. Because I'm going to go see Ezekiah, and I don't want anybody else there.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
So, Miss Fritter, I think you go to follow him and then tell me what happens.
Realizing that he's intentionally trying to be deceptive and not exactly knowing why, but making a reasonable assumption, she'll go back and sit down with the others to gather more info. But it's bugging her that she can't intervene.
Okay. Miss Corbin, what are you doing?
She sees that Frodo's come back. Well, sometimes you have to do things on our own. Sometimes it's that personal, so he'll be back. And I should. It's late, and I have things I have to take care of, so it's good to have you back. And she'll look at eyes. Visit her tomorrow morning.
I can make that. Hopefully.
I'll know if you don't go, so make sure.
Ah, I got it. But hey, next stop. Last stop.
Last stop?
Yeah. It's that time.
Oh. It's awfully optimistic. I wish I had your confidence. Well, hope it works out the way that you see it.
I mean, the last 4 times I thought we were walking into certain doom. But man, remember when I said we were undefeated? It seems like years ago.
It's quite the curse.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta lose to win.
Not too many.
No,
Win when it counts.
for sure. For sure. But maybe, you know, not a last stop in the way that you might think.
Mm.
I don't know. It's and I'm just kind of like gotta stretching the old collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Ash Syndicate out west sounds like a plan.
Really?
You know, I was gonna go straight. I was gonna do some day laboring like the good old days. I just enjoy this fucking shit too much.
You see her smiles like, knew it.
You were right. I hate it. Fuck.
Just can't leave it. Speaking of that, I should probably stop by the headquarters and make sure that the initiates didn't wreck the place or got into the good stuff. If it's expensive.
Fritter's gonna look at you and be like, "You have initiates? What's happened?"
I'll have to grow the gang somehow. We can't all do this all the time because she'll like look at. I said, "Oh,
Yeah, right."
can't be everywhere at once. Have to delegate some work eventually." Should know one of them. Kazi.
I don't know that. I don't know Kazi.
Interesting. And she'll smile, and then she'll head out.
Fritter's gonna like start panicking that like one of the kids she's taken care of over the years, she forgot the name of or something, and she's.
You know that I always know when you're lying.
She's
she'll-
not lying about this.
She'll pull the book out and put it down and be like, Kazi? I thought I saw that. Kazi. Is that it? Is that what this is? Kazi? Is that Marley? He didn't have a Kazi. She'll
Yeah,
open it and start pilfering through it.
As you open it, the bookmark, the nameplate kind of falls out where maybe you'd stuffed it in there as a bookmark for later, just as something you pick up along the way without even thinking about it. And it's the name Kazi spelled out.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
You said I knew an initiate, and I don't. So, and then it's in this book, so which came from Marley, but I did see it, so I know it's here. I have no idea. Is that someone from the old neighborhood?
Maybe you should talk to them yourself.
Okay. You guys did an initiation?
Yeah, the whole deal.
There was a blood offering?
Amongst other things, got to put the little fear of God into them.
Yeah.
I approve of that.
A little hazing. Good times. Got Darlene out though.
Jason,
Good job.
Jason, the boy, is the boy okay?
Yeah, he's strong.
Okay. And what about Ezekiah?
Kind of looks to the door. It's a really good question. I have a feeling it's a permanent solution's probably on the way.
I tried to help that, but I think I made it worse.
Yeah, me too. I actually offered to kill him. Isn't that weird?
Oh, well, I mean, I've offered to kill him, but I mean,
But no offense. It's one thing for you to offer to kill him. It's a whole nother thing for me.
why is that gonna offend me?
Oh no, I didn't say it was going to offend you. I don't really care if it would or didn't. I'm just saying, it's a little more special. That's all.
A little more special coming from you.
Yeah.
That kid. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that out loud. That went too far. Reel that back in, Hannah. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay.
Welcome back.
I'm so glad Josh is gone right now.
That was everything I wanted.
So so Miss Corbin is going back to the headquarters. Where is Eisen?
Stick around, kind of what he expects to be the last time he'll probably be here, and let sort of the emotion of the moment kind of have, he'll wear it a little bit. Oh my god, how am I gonna explain this sling? Fuck. I'll walk out the door and I'll head home, trying to quickly figure out an improvisational situation to put that together, and then remember that he promised not to lie, and he'll head home.
And Miss Fritter, where do you go?
Miss Fritter is going to probably wander and go looking for him. And go to where she thinks he is. And if he's not there, then she'll go to like the top 5 places she thinks he could be. And if he's not there, then she'll just keep wandering.
Looking for a preacher?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you
or
don't.
The body of Hezekiah. One of the two.
You don't find him at the places you normally would go to. You do have a shadow, however, and Days makes himself known pretty easily to you, and is just like, I know you can take care of yourself, but I can't.
What's wrong?
You've been by the old place? Your old place?
No, not yet.
It's not. The blue coats have taken it over.
As in like they ransacked it, or like they...
As in like they have taken it back under their control and said that you, as part of being in the syndicate, they've tied it to your activities in the syndicate. And they've seized it.
Oh.
All the apartments.
Everything that's in Crowsfoot?
Everything in Crowsfoot.
What about everything everywhere else?
I don't think they know about those. Just the ones in Crowsfoot.
Well, at least we have somewhere nice to go for the night. Okay. Does anyone need any help in Crowsfoot right now?
No, your kids are safe. I've been in contact with them, and we've been keeping up with each other and infiltrated other parts of the city and have kind of branched out.
Okay.
I'm sorry that it took me so long to tell them. I didn't see them. Like, you see his face fall, like he blames himself for it taking so long to tell the group. He's just like, I told him as quickly as I saw him, and I knew Preacher would react and that he would come get you. I'm sorry it took so long.
She's gonna stop and just kind of ponder that for a second and say, like, you did the right thing, and they did what was important to them, so it's okay.
He takes a big breath and just says, like, he reaches in his coat very slowly, not in a menacing way at all, and pulls out this letter and hands it to you and just says, I do the right thing, and yet it doesn't feel good. And then the bells start to toll as midnight hits. And he says, Preacher told me to give this to you at midnight.
She puts her hand on his shoulder because he's not leaving while we open this.
Okay. So he sits down, basically like finds a stoop or a step or something in the light, and sits down and is beside you as you read. And as you open up the letter, we're going to cut back over to Preacher. So Preacher, what's going on? Tell me what's good.
I know I named the location last time we played. I know it was at Charter Hall, but I don't remember the name
It
of the
was at a
place.
Lightning Tower in Charter
Yes,
Hall.
right. So this is after hours, after everybody's left.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to ascend up to the top. And if Hezekiah's not there, of course, I will wait for him.
He's there.
So I've heard you found a new family.
He says, I had to find a new one. The one I had didn't want me anymore. He is dressed up and looking nice. He's dressed up in clothes you've never seen before, as if he's coming to some money. And there's a full bottle of whiskey and 2 glasses. And I think when he sees you come up, he takes the bottle and opens it in front of you, so you see. He pours 2 things, and sets it back down and pushes one over to you and takes the other and just sets it beside him. I think he probably takes a sip and sets it back down beside him and just says, I didn't expect to get your letter.
I think Preacher will slowly reach into his vest as he's approaching and take out his pistol, the one that matches his, and sort of just like spin it to where the hilt is facing him, and slowly drop it on the table and pick up the whiskey glass.
I think as you're picking up the whiskey glass, he mirrors your action by taking the matching revolver off his belt, spinning it, pointing in your direction, and setting it down. And then takes his hand off it and takes the glass and drains the rest of it and pours himself another.
I can't say I approve of who you have made bedfellows with, but I'm sure you're well aware that there are a very dire enemy to the Syndicate.
Yeah, we've talked. But really, everyone's our enemy. Everyone's the Syndicate's enemy as well. You play nice while it suits you, just like we do. But then when the person doesn't show what you want them to show or do what you want them to do, suddenly they're pushed up against a wall with a knife to their throat. Or they're being told by their blood that they are enemies now.
I think I made it quite clear from the very beginning how this would play out. Do you mind? And I sort of point at the whiskey and my empty glass.
Please. He kind of does please. He has himself poured another one.
So I'll fill both glasses and just sort of hold it and cup it. Do you remember one of the first things I asked you when you had presented this idea of coming into this life?
No.
Sort of taps his glass. I asked, when the moment came, would you be able to pull the trigger? Even if it was your own blood.
He takes his eyes and looks at he reaches for the glass, which is away from the revolver. But his eyes cut to the revolver. And he cuts back to you and says, "It's a question old men ask all the time. There's only one way to find out."
Think Preacher will quickly down the shot and sort of turn the glass upside down on the table. Fix his coat up. This old man is asking.
As you fix your coat up, your hands don't quite seem to work like you think that they're going to. They almost feel numb. They don't feel right. You grab at your coat and try to pull it, but as you pull it, it's not quite what you think. And you look over, and Ezekiah reaches his hand in his coat, and everything seems to be getting a little fuzzy, a little blurry. And he takes out something and unstoppers this vial and drinks and throws it down on the ground. He shakes his head. For the blood we share, I give you this option. Right now you're feeling its effects. What I just took is sitting on our kitchen table waiting for you. You have enough time to go get it and be okay. But it's also going to put you out for a few days. I can't have you messing with anything we're doing. You get to decide what happens next.
Sort of stumbling back towards the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab the barrel of his revolver and slam it into his hand. Grab his wrist and pull it up to my forehead. If you're going to do this, you're going to do it right and honorable.
He kind of shakes his head. There is no honor here. I think he kind of waits. You get weaker and weaker. Weaker and weaker. And your hands tremble as you try to reach and hold on to him. And they kind of fall to your side. As you slowly slump back down a little bit, he still has the gun barrel pointed towards you. Still absolutely pointed towards you. He takes a step back and he looks over at the other revolver. He grabs it and he puts it into where your revolver was, into his spot. So he has both your revolvers. He sighs heavily. And I think he reaches over and takes the hat that has fallen off your head and says, "You won't need this anymore."
And I think as Preacher's hands kind of go slack at his sides, there's going to be the clack as the bullets from the empty revolver that his son just picked up clutter to the floor.
Okay. I think he looks down at them. You see with very clouded vision, him take and flip out the revolver, spin it, flick it back, put it into his other side, and you hear, "You could have made the right choice," as your vision goes black. And the last thing you see is him pull out his revolver and point it at you. And as the bells ring out, a shot fades into the night. Cut back to Miss Fritter and Days sitting on a stoop with the candlelight in the background. As you open up the letter, you see it's the handwriting of someone you know, and someone you probably haven't seen write very often. This isn't like your former spouse who wrote you all the time and wrote letters and writing was everywhere. Preacher's handwriting is not good. It's something he hasn't used very much of, and you open it up and see that it's in a steady hand this whole time. What do the words say?
I'm not gonna be able to do this without crying.
You okay?
So, I cannot do this without crying. No, I don't think I can do this.
Okay. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to cut it all together?
No, you can read it. It's fine. I just don't think I can get through it.
No, that's fine. I'm asking you as we're taking an out of character
fine,
moment.
no.
Okay.
Me as a person, I'm saying it's fine if you do this. I just know I cannot
Okay.
do this.
That's perfectly fine. Then I want to make sure out of character you're okay.
I'm good. Narratively, you're gonna
Perfectly. Saevrick, do you want me to read it?
I mean, I suppose I could read it in Preacher's voice.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hi. Forgive me, for I am not a clever man. I have only known the pen strokes of the devil. There are no angels here, just hell forged into flesh. I have made a life of making mistakes. I sow rows of pain, fed by rivers of blood. Such has been the majority of my existence here. And what little good I have done cannot be outweighed by the sins, for I know no magnitude of good can remove the hell that I have brought. I have been running from my fate for far too long. I thought I sought repentance, when in truth, I nearly seek acceptance. Those days I found myself trying to love you, not because you are hard to love, but that men like me do not deserve love, cannot really know it. The words are sweet, and as much as my chest swells with the feeling, it is drowned out by the echoes of the past. Shades of lost hope, dreams, and joys. Shades born of my own hands. You see, people die, and everything they've ever said or did echoes around forever. There's nothing new, only the same theft of reason. They resonate from a place beyond space and time. They are haunting and terrible and beautiful. But know that for a moment in time, I like to think I knew what love truly was again. I accept the purgatory that awaits with the ember that is you, burning in my chest. I hope it will light the way back to you. Until then, I will bear the weight of my sins on my shoulders, gladly knowing that for once I do not regret, but embrace the punishment my soul so deserves. Forever yours, Elias.
And that is where episode 9 will end for the night. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Nathan. I'm your narrator. And, yeah, I mean, this is Embers in the Ashes. This is the Ash Syndicate. This is what we had talked about from the start. These are all things that we had kind of pre-planned or talked about in here and there, but not knowing how they're going to end up and what was going to actually happen as you see it play out between us. I said this to my crew here. This is a story that will stick with me, hopefully forever. The story that these players have put together is amazing because it's them. I'm just running behind the scenes trying to pull things in for them.
Nah, Nate, you in this trenches with us. No, don't you even try.
But this is because of them. Honestly, this is amazing because of the players, because their buy-in and want and need for these stories to be told in a way that are not like your normal RPG stories. And that is a sorry, my dog's barking in the background. That is an amazing thing to be a part of. So I thank you for joining us and for being here. We'll go around and say who we are. I'm going to run out and make sure my dog's okay real quick. But we're going to say who we are. Thank you for joining in, jumping in. Again, this time next week will be our last episode. And I guarantee it'll be more of this, more of the same kind of stuff. There's no telling what's going to happen. I have no clue. But thank you for jumping in and joining us. I'm Nathan, he, him pronouns, narrator. Let's go backwards first. I think, Lynn, you were last time. So if you don't mind telling who you are, who you played, and what's going on with you.
Well, that was good shit, yo. That was, ooh. God. Saevrick. Oh, that was good. Well, yeah, can't wait. Oof. Yeah, I'm, Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter, Twitch, everybody else. You can find my art and the games I played throughout the week. And a special thing I just got in the mail. Got Spy Game. First published work in there. So, very exciting.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Feels good.
Bet it does. Is that all?
Yeah, that's it for right.
Well, I'm used to like this long diatribe.
The long
like
thing,
every
yeah.
game that you're on. You're becoming like me. You have like 1 or 2 games, and that's it. God, who was next? Technically, I think Hannah would be next, right?
Yeah, pass.
Okay. I guess that'll be me then, right? Hi, I have been Saevrick or Josh. I have been your player and your best friend this evening. You have me, I guess, next week for our finality. I don't say finality. It's our finale of episode or season 2. That was a hard night, I'll admit. And Friday, I have episode 3 of Dragonlance coming up over on So Many Games channel. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. So come check that out. Otherwise, that's all I have going on. So I guess it goes back to Jacob.
Ooh, I am shaking. I'm like replaying that last moment with Creature and Eyes, like it was a very different moment than he expected. Woo! Wow. Hi. First of all, mega fucking kudos to you, Josh, and to you, Nate, and to you, Hannah, and obviously to you, Lynn. I am like fucking always blown away by everyone all the time. How is this game even real? I'm probably getting an Ass Syndicate tattoo on top of the little tattoo that I already owe. So don't think I didn't forget. God, I don't even know. I don't have words. I have a link tree and Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and all that stuff. I will say that yesterday on the Amphitheater, something I'm co-founder of, I started what was supposed to be a one-shot called Olibar's Dream after a dearly departed PC of mine recently that quickly turned into a 3-shot because #players. So come check that out, watch the replay. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I wanted to call that out. And then, obviously, Duval and Dragons is Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come check that out. So many games on Twitch. Oh, my God. Where's whiskey to you?
Thank you. Whiskey to Nate, whiskey to you, whiskey to Hannah, whiskey to Lynn, whiskey to everybody. Hannah, are you ready, or you want to pass for this evening?
Pass for you.
Okay.
I'm in everything Josh is in.
Yeah.
That's true.
On Twitter. He's super fun.
So I guess with that, any final words before we depart for this evening?
Wait. Play tabletop RPGs. If you can't tell, they're wild. But as always, though, stop Asian hate. Trans rights are human rights, and Black Lives Matter. And I'll say, as I put on my Hannah cosplay, fuck Joe Biden right now? Like, you really want to do the wall right now? Like, really? Like, right now? Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind? No? And get vaccinated. There we go.
I can't add any more to that. I think that's perfect. mean, I could, but
Hope you're proud, Hannah. Much love.
I mean, I hate my own state right now. So
Yeah, you have a good reason to.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with fuck Governor Kemp of Georgia for his bullshit voting rights law and him continuing to defend it and like intentionally misleading Georgian voters is like fucking ridiculous, and fuck you and your bullshit. And I hope you enjoyed the nice voicemail I left at your office, or in which I told you that as a Georgian voter, I'm very disappointed with these, because that's what you should do. You have to call your representatives and call your senators and call your governors, and you can call the White House. Okay.
Nice. I got one too. That's right.
yeah.
Fuck you, Arkansas lawmakers. Fuck you.
But good job, Arkansas governor, for striking it down. It's like, fuck that. That deserves some veto bullshit right there.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's such a different meaning now. I stabbed myself in the heart. What the fuck?
I was gonna say fuck turfs.
Yeah.
You know what? And fuck people that crawl into the mentions of black creators on Twitter just to like say mean and hateful shit that they don't do to white creators. Like, fuck you. We see you and we think you're a piece of shit, and we're just reporting you anyway.
You don't go here.
Yeah. Just stop. Like, you're still going to be single at the end of the day. You're still not going to get laid. And like hating on other people is not going to change your life. So.
And happy International Ace Day yesterday.
Anything from you, Nathan, or are you good?
No, I'm just enjoying and listening in, and
And another thing, no.
I mean, the only thing I have is I keep finding out these trash hole authors. 99% of them are white guys, look just like me. Another one was outed this week just as being just an awful person. They just go in the trash pile or the donate pile, because I can't send to trash a book. But there's people that do not deserve public spotlight, and they're eating it up from the people that do deserve it. You all need to go away, and go away for good. That's me.
Okay. I guess with that, we will see you all next week for the finale, season 2, episode 10.
More dad stuff. Yeah.
More stuff. All right. So we'll catch you then. You all have a lovely night, and we'll see you later. Good night.